time. SCV Chat starts now.
So I don't know if y'all noticed that, but for some reason on my end, when the video intro was coming up, it didn't pop up on my screen immediately. So I'm seeing Moose and Candyman just sitting on my screen. I'm like, huh? What happened to the intro? And then it finally caught up. It freaked me out there. I was like, come on, man, we paid Carl these millions of dollars to do this video, and we're not using it anymore. Come on, man! It took us forever to be able to get it up there.
Millions of dollars.
Millions upon millions.
Did he freeze? Did he freeze up?
Yeah, he's frozen. He's frozen!
Wouldn't be an episode of SCV Chat if it wasn't for technical difficulties. You already beat me to the disclaimer?
No.
Okay. Before we get started, the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, GEC, any division, brigades, camps, or other subsidiaries, strictly those of us expressing them. Hi, fellers.
What's up, man?
Oh, just actually, I just finished a new flavor of ice cream from a certain company out of Texas. They're not paying for an advertisement, so I'm going to try to cover their logo up. But if you can see,
a red Solo cup.
Yeah, no, it's their cherry vanilla flavor, and it's actually pretty good. You need to write out to them to see if they're wanting to sponsor us. Anyway, good evening to everybody. See a bunch of our old fans in the chat. Jack, I saw the legend Paul Gramling in here, Summers, David Pope, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hope you had a great evening. For those of y'all who missed, the Lone Ranger's in the chat too. For those of y'all that missed it, we had the AoT Workshop this past weekend in Pickwick, or Counts, Tennessee. Was pretty well attended. We did live stream a lot of it. Some of the stuff that was proprietary information that is for the SCV eyes only is not on there, but the other portions are. Especially if you watch the second half of part 1, Carl Jones's video, his talk he gave on recruiting and retention. Highly encourage everybody to go back and watch it.
Oh yes.
See if there's audio problems, which I'm sure there were. We did try our best to type out what he was saying, his key points, and bring it up on stream. But anyway, that was fun. Moose, did J-Bo ever text you back?
No.
Okay, we're gonna wait on that.
Did we talk about this earlier? Did we talk about this earlier, Moose? Is this what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, this is one of the things we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we can go ahead and announce that. Adam went ahead and announce that. That's on Facebook now. It's been posted.
Okay, well then, if it is, Moose, bring up the thing.
Well, I didn't know we were talking about it.
Well, load it in there.
I told you. I told you.
He told you.
I told you.
So, if y'all haven't been paying attention to things going on with the SCV, back in September we did a thing.
We did a thing.
Didn't we? We did a thing.
We did. We did do a thing.
It was a great thing. We had supper. Yeah, we had supper. Good job there, DM. Anyway, we had the reburial of Confederate General Nathan Forrest and his wife Marianne at Elm Springs, their final resting place. There was a guy there by the name of Jamie Matthews who shot all the Faces ads and shot a couple of teasers for this video that we're going to talk about now. Well, for the Friday night before the pilgrimage, there's going to be a red carpet event.
Yeah.
Yes, a red carpet event.
Yep, that's right.
And your boys here at SCV Chat, we're going to be covering it. So there's a place out there where you can get tickets to Eventbrite. Here it is. If you look in the upper right hand corner, and of course this will be put on the Facebook page later, you can scan that QR code in the upper right hand corner for ticket information, or go to eventbrite.com/e/all them numbers. I'm going to ask Moose if he would please paste that in the chat, so you can get your tickets, and you can strut your stuff down the red carpet. There will be hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres at 6:30. The film will begin around 7. But yeah, this is our red carpet event, so come strut the red carpet and all your finery. And
hey, it's going to be a big thing. Like they're even going to have like one of those things where you go and a backdrop where you get pictures made with you and your guest, or you by yourself.
It's a step and peep is what they call it in the event industry, or step and stone. Anyway, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Daniel Paul called me something that made me. That's a trigger for me, Daniel Paul.
Okay, we will not be calling you that. Anyway, so yes, that is happening. Get your tickets. We'll talk about it more in the future. We will definitely be there. Of course, the wait, I'm trying to see. Strike one for Victor. Anyway, it'll be great. If you saw the pictures of me and Matt, were you in a suit or were you in a tux for reunion?
I was in a suit, but I will be renting me a tux for this.
Ooh,
I'm thinking somewhere. Have you ever seen the movie Dumb and Dumber?
70s prom.
I'm thinking that, yeah.
I wonder if I can coax a certain father.
No. I am gonna wear I'm gonna wear a real tux, man. I've already picked it out. I'm ready to rent it. Should be a one-time deal. Yeah. So.
I'm wondering if I can coerce a certain father to rent me the tux from Indiana Jones Temple of Doom.
No.
Yes.
Oh, that's a sweet tux. The white one?
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
You're talking about the James Bond tuxedo jacket?
Yes.
Evening jacket.
That's my goal. That's my goal.
Well, like I said, I'll be in my tails.
Done.
Look here. Done.
Yes.
Casey Weber, the orange one.
Hey, Forrest. If Matt gets the blue one, can you make Harrison wear the orange one?
We're already going to not look the best dressed. The best dressed man in the SCV, past Commander-in-Chief, Paul Graham Jr., will be, no doubt. He said he will be there, and he will be wearing a tux too. So everybody just lower your expectations. He's done it. He's won it. We've all.
And I think that, yeah. I think that it is a black tie event. All that information is on there, but we will be covering it.
We'll be interviewing people, from what I heard, Connor. We're interviewing.
Yeah. That's the plan. I've already, Harrison and I talked about it this weekend. We're trying to set up a little pop-up tent with a boom mic inside of it, so we can have production and camera and sound, everything. Yes, it is open to the public to attend. However, it is a ticketed event. I think you have to buy your ticket.
Yeah, you do have to buy the ticket for this. It comes with a copy of the DVD. It'll come with a copy of the DVD, and you'll get to screen it inside the museum.
So, we're going to actually change up our schedule really quickly. Normally at 7:35 we take a Pop-Tart break, but because we're talking about the video, Moose, play the trailer, or not the trailer, one of the teasers
Hmm.
uh, of it. That way everybody can see just kind of what the video looks like if they haven't seen it in a while.
All right, so I'll play the trailer. Are we going to go straight into our next announcement after that?
Yes.
All right, so I will play the trailer. You guys sit back, relax, and grab a Pop-Tart.
It started about 3 years ago. A controversy began with the political correct movement that was taking place in Memphis, and force became a lightning rod.
They created a nonprofit group, a puppet organization, went in there in the middle of the night and removed the statue in violation of a number of laws.
Even if the statue got put back up, it wouldn't last a week. Why don't we move on?
There's no one alive today that could tell us where General Forrest and Mrs. Forrest were buried.
As we were digging away the dirt from in front of the statue, we discovered a flower cradle, and it said N.B. Forrest, 1877. We uncovered both the vaults, and they were side by side.
So can you raise it just a little bit more so we can get the scrap? That's good. A little bit more.
Recognizing the enormity of the history that's involved with this, I wanted to make sure that it was done right.
This is one of those things that you can't fail on. You can't just halfway do this. You have to be invested. You have to go with it with all your heart and soul.
We're here to remember a hero, not just of the South, but an American warrior.
The line is drawn now. This is not just an attack on Confederate or Southern history. It's an attack on American history.
Sweet.
So
Always
we
love that.
ended-
Gives me chills.
Anyway, well, for all of our friends, we have three armies in the Sons of Confederate Veterans. We have the Army of Tennessee, which the three of us belong to, the Army of Trans-Mississippi, which is on the other side of the Mississippi River, but there's also the Army of Northern Virginia, which is the east coast of Europe, of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and that includes the Carolinas. And our guest for this evening, who's graced us with this present, is Kenny Ramsey out of the Tar Heel State, the Old North State, excuse me. I think that's the correct term. Kenny, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great, and glad to be here. Welcome. I thank you for having me on here.
Well, we are so happy. For those of us who don't know you, introduce yourself and give a little bit about yourself, and let's go from there if you don't mind.
All righty. Well, I will try to bore you with all the details. Well, first off, a couple of weeks ago, after a lot of thought, I decided I would run for the councilman position for the Army of Northern Virginia. That's basically the number 2 position. That is, will be coming open, and the election will be at our next reunion in Cartersville. About me, as far as the SCV, I first joined in the year 2000 and pretty quickly just got wrapped up in it. In 2002, I became a life member. I've stayed extremely active all I could, working around my jobs and careers and everything. But over the years, certain things that I have done, I'll spell out a little bit. I'm the past commander and was the charter commander of the General Albert Sidney Johnston Camp number 2048 out in Tehachapi, California. When I first joined, I was middle of the state, and the nearest camp was down in Los Angeles, 150 miles away. So I formed up that camp, and within a year, I had about 25 members. It's still going. It's got about 50 now, from what I understand. I'm also the past commander of the California division for 2 terms. After that, I retired and moved back home to North Carolina. I'm currently I was the past commander of the North Carolina Southeast Brigade. And at one time, I did serve on the National Heritage Defense Committee. Now, currently, what I'm holding, I'm the Lieutenant Commander for North Carolina Division. I am also currently the the National SCV Inspector-in-Chief. Also, I am the Commander-in-Chief's one of his aides de camp. And I'm the charter commander of a new camp in North Carolina that I started right after I retired, the Captain David Williams Holly Shelter Volunteers, Camp 2267. Now, getting around to personal stuff, I'm married, been married for 24 years to my lovely wife. I'm 68 years old. I've got 5 kids spread out a long ways in age. The oldest one's 42, the youngest one's 18. Out of those, 4 of them are boys, and they are all active SCV members. I also have the other one is a daughter, but her husband is also an active SCV member. So all of my kids in one way or another are SCV. I've also got 6 grandkids. The boys are actually cadets in the SCV. So, yeah, I see Donnie's comment. That's pretty cool. Other than that, my career-wise, I served 34 years in law enforcement. I started back in '76 as a deputy sheriff in Pender County, North Carolina. And yes, it is named after Dorsey Pender, and it's a very good southern county. No problems with monuments or anything there. They're all just safe. About halfway through my career, because I met a young lady from California, I ended up in California, joined the California Highway Patrol, and I retired from the Highway Patrol in 2010. Along with that, during the same time, I served 27 years in the Naval Reserve. I enlisted back in '86, and I kind of worked that, if you know reserves, it was both careers going at the same time. I'm one of those that if we had something going on, I held my hand up and I volunteered. So I'm a combat veteran. I've served back during Operation Desert Storm in '91, Operation Enduring Freedom, which was, I ended up in Afghanistan, Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was there on the first part of that one. I retired in 2012 as the Fleet Chief Master at Arms for 4th Fleet. And I will mention too, when I retired from the patrol in 2010, I was a couple of years away from turning 60. So I went ahead and went back active duty Navy for those last 2 years. That's when I got to be the Chief Master at Arms for 4th Fleet. Then during my time with the SCV, I've tried to be as active as I could on these. If you know reserves, you have these 2-week trainings and stuff, and they send you all over the place. If I was away from home for 2 weeks, I would find the nearest SCV camp and hook in with them, go to meetings, go to events. So I ended up going all over the country. I even managed, it was a side trip, I even managed to go down to our Confederate area in Brazil on one of my trainings. I have only missed one national reunion in my entire 20-some years in the SCV, and that one was at the time when I was in Iraq. Other times, even though I might have been on active duty, I would take leave and come home to go to reunions. I've also, in more recent years, attended a lot of the GEC meetings, and can't even count the countless events I've gone to in all kinds of states all over the place. As far as platform, Right now, we're having all kinds of attacks all over the country, and we have been for several years since the political tides turned against us. I have watched the SCV. We have consistently, I'm proud of us, we've taken the high road all the way through, and we've kept our honor intact. We've not gone and done anything dirty, nothing that they could truthfully hold against us at all. And I feel that the National SCV is headed in the right direction, and we're still keeping things going right, and we're growing. I'm real optimistic about our future, and right now I would like to take this opportunity to get on the GEC and help shape that future and keep things going the right direction. So if you're out there listening, I would appreciate your support in electing me to the position of AMV counselor. Anything else? That's about the biggest of my little speech I got here.
How many times have you competed in the oratory?
3 so far. I'll be there this year, God willing.
I think Moose is going to have to represent Mississippi this year.
Hold up, what?
So
I ain't got a funny bone in my body. We might want to change that.
Well, Kenny, I've known you for a couple of years. I believe it was the Mobile reunion. You actually gave me a ticket to the banquet and ball. That was a fun night. With a tropical storm bearing right down on us. But I'm glad to call you a friend. And when you told me you were thinking about this, I remember telling you, come on, just as soon as you can. Vinny, you need to hear this. Cousin Vinny up from New Jersey. I hope he'll be coming to National Reunion. This is Kenny. He's running for your A&B councilman. But I don't have a hound in that hunt. If I did, I'd vote for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So other than your love for the organization and our heritage, and wanting to step up and help where you think you can, what other reason do you have for wanting to serve on the GEC?
Well, I have been a staff member for quite a while, and as I mentioned, the inspector-in-chief thing. So I do report directly with the GEC at times, and I know virtually all of the GEC members and have known them for years, even the ones who have announced that are running that aren't currently GEC members. Good friends with them, and I get along with everybody, and I think it would be a great group that I could mesh with and work together with to help keep the organization going. Some of the most respected men I know are either current or past GEC members.
I will say this about Kenny. I've seen you up at the museum quite often. I know you donated a bunch of stuff for us. Kenny's always there to help out. So I've seen you at every reunion I've been at and every division reunion. So you're one of those guys that's always there. So
yep.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Kenny. I think you'll do an excellent job.
Thank you. So.
And you're right, you can get along with anybody.
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Well, there was some discussion up. I probably shouldn't bring up the bad times, but as you know, over the years, this organization has had some bad times, good times, and everything else. And I was there. I flew out from California back in 2005 when we had a little mix up there. We had to have a special thing going, and that was some of our worst times, but we came through it. And one of our most respected guys, he's no longer with us, was a good friend of mine. That was Denny Sweeney. Right lately on Facebook, there's been a few pictures going around that really brought back a lot of good memories from that. So over the years, I mean, literally everybody I've known has been outstanding.
Well, you've got several. I don't know if you can see the extra comments that are coming in live like we are, but we're trying to put some up from folks. Of course, the legend past Commander Chief Gramblin and Carl Jones here. Again, if I were in the A&V, I'd support you. You of course got my support. Because you were one of our first followers on SCV Chat when we first started, when we got over here on Facebook. So you have our support. Anytime you want to come on, Kenny, you are more than welcome.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. If I can get over my bandwidth problem, I'd try that.
I understand.
Seemed to do pretty well tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Doing better than Connor's internet.
Yep. Oh, well.
That's really not saying that much. But I know you said you wanted to come on, make the announcement, and hop on off. But any final closing remarks you want to make there, Kenny?
Nothing. I do greatly appreciate you guys for what you are doing. Obviously, you all are a lot younger than me, and you don't know how honored I am to be here and how great I think this message you guys are getting out is going. It's some of the most productive stuff I've seen from the SCV in a long time.
Well,
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. That humbles us. I know that humbles me. So.
Yeah. Well, and
what's this about a small ditch in Bakersfield that they call the Kern River?
Well, it's huge, actually. There is a ditch there called Kern River. It actually occasionally has water in it.
Occasionally.
Yes.
Once in a blue moon?
Yes.
Well, that's what happens when you let Democrats run your state.
Well, I don't know.
Opinions.
Expressed on the podcast.
I will not say a lot about that, but I do know when we were out there, we did have a Republican. His name was, what was his name? Terminator? No, Schwarzenegger.
Oh. That guy.
So.
Yeah. Well, like him, we hope that you'll be back.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, again, I do appreciate everything y'all have done. And
okay, we enjoyed having you on. Thank you so much for coming on and making your announcement here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to let you guys go ahead with the program, and I do appreciate it.
Thanks, Kenny. I'll holler at you later.
All right. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on.
Well, I just love Kenny to death.
Yeah, good guy. Really great guy. So he's still in the background. He hasn't figured out how to log off.
Well, behind the scenes is where all the fun really happens.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyway, so AoT Workshop was this past weekend. We're going to jump in on that really quickly. Trying to get my earpiece to work right. Let's see. Where do we want to start?
Well, let me start by giving my apologies. That I didn't make it this weekend. That's a day that I don't really like to do much. It's just one of those days. It was the 19-year anniversary of the invasion of Iraq, which is a day that profoundly changed me. So it's hard for me to function on that day at a normal process. So that's all I'll say about that.
Well, we understand, and our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with you. Because we love you, Matt.
Oh, yeah. I know, brother.
Hold on a quick second.
That's why I'm not playing the Candyman song right now.
My tuberculosis is acting up. Hey, the screen just got a lot prettier. Anyway.
Yeah, really pretty. Yep, we're starting this again.
No, we're not.
Anyway, so I guess I got there before Moose did, and left after Moose did. Moose didn't ride. Moose went to an SCV event without riding with me.
It's a
Which
rare
was,
occasion. It does
it is
occasionally
a
happen.
very, very rare occasion. We used to have these workshops back when I was deputy chief of Heritage Promotions. Um, we had them all. We had one in every army. And at least I don't hear about the other armies doing them. They may be doing them, or just please let us know. But it's something that every army should do because it's a somewhat of a mini national reunion almost. Just because you have different guys from all over. This past weekend we had guys from Mississippi, obviously with me and Moose, the Tennessee division and the Alabama division. And we were there and we were talking about things that we were doing in our divisions, other projects going on. But the camaraderie that we had Friday night was fantastic. Um, Here in the middle of Lent, I brought a bottle of libations up there, but we'll get into that in a second. Did not get to partake, um, but at least the camaraderie with that, and then being able to eat supper with the Kennedy twins and Carl and Eric, and talk about you know all sorts of things was that was nice. But the actual business portion of it was very well ran, very well organized. Again, you can go and re-see it on here. I did lose $20 um, at the last AoT workshop last year in Gunnersville, Alabama. Matt and I shared a room. We got downstairs, ate breakfast, all that stuff, started the workshop, and it's time for opening ceremonies to kick off, and there's no Carl Jones. And everybody's, where's Carl? Is Carl okay? I tried calling him. Everybody tried calling him. Went and banged on his door, and finally we hear, "Yeah, I'm up. I'm in the shower." Carl didn't make his debut till 10 o'clock at the last workshop, and I had money riding on it that he wouldn't make it in time for this one. And lo and behold, he was there. He made it on time and had time to get the world's slowest omelet.
Yeah.
Um,
I believed in Carl. I believe in you, Carl.
Yeah. I just took history as a lesson. Now, was that at the restaurant where you're waiting on your omelet, or was that last year, Carl? But it started off with Eric talking about a bunch of like we mentioned, proprietary information for the SCV, dealing with some interworking documentation and other things that we just couldn't share, online. However, if you want to learn some of the stuff that he taught and actually learn a lot more that he didn't get a chance to teach, sign up for his adjutant and commander's training course online. Is it the membership email or Eric's other email?
Yeah, it's membership at scv.org.
Membership at scv.org. Go and sign up for it. Learn more on how to do your jobs correctly. Moose, as a camp adjutant, actually learned a lot. Moose was kind of behaved.
I won $20. I was very happy.
Yeah. Then after that was Carl's presentation on recruiting and retention, and go watch that portion of the video and pay attention to the notes that we typed up. It was a very, very, very good talk on that. and Carl can no longer be called long-winded because Mike McMurray, God love him, every 5 minutes was, raising his hand about something. Carl, you can. Oh, yeah. Friday night, Carl is sitting, goes to his hotel room for something and comes back and says, "Hey, listen, tomorrow when I start my speech, I'm going to start with, hey, my name is Carl, and I'm fat." And then he's going to say, "No, I'm sorry. That's the wrong speech. That's the speech I prepared for Fataholics Anonymous."
There's
So,
something wrong
so
with
when
that boy. That boy just ain't right.
so when he
It's an
gets up
Alabama
there,
thing.
it is an Alabama thing. So when he gets up there and he starts off with, I was going to say, "Hi, my name is Carl," and I'm, going through that whole spiel. We all looked at him and went, "Hi, Carl," which was fun. I have decided that the next time Carl gets up to give a presentation, I'm going to stand beside him and try to do it in sign language or interpretive dance. Just to mess with him.
I vote for the interpretive dance.
Yes.
And slash or.
I actually know a bit of sign language.
I know
Me
some too, but I can't show it on screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, broke for lunch, had a wonderful lunch, and then of course we started part 2, which was Brother Kennedy getting up there and lighting a fire under the members present, and the members who viewed it later in part 2, and then Commander Jimmy Hill got up and said some wonderful things about the museum.
And that's it. Thanks, you guys, for joining us.
No, we're not going to cut it there. I will say it was to echo what Forrest said, it was very well done. Hats off to the planning committee. They did a great job, picked a great location. I did not realize that there was a paper mill right down the road. So about 10 o'clock, the mill kicked on. Yeah. So I had to get off of my balcony and walk back inside. But it was very well attended. I think it was probably about 55, 60 guys there in total.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. When you say so, Moose?
No. I was agreeing.
Moose. What were some things that you learned?
Well, I got my notebook here, so I'll tell you.
Oh God.
I forgot.
I'm just kidding, Moose. Come on.
Kind of wrote very mean things in my journal.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I could show them, but we'd get banned. But, yeah, no, I learned a great deal. There's a couple things that, I have been doing, but, I learned a better way how to do it. I learned how to get online, go through all that stuff. Before that, this is going to sound bad, but, before, I knew the documents were on scv.org. The adjutant book has the documents, so I would go and copy them to use them for, the camp reports, flash roll, all that type of stuff. So, yeah. I learned that. That was very interesting. I learned a couple
Wait,
things.
Moose, all that stuff's online?
Yeah.
Under forms and documents.
Yeah, what a shock.
No way.
No way, man. No way.
All you got to do is click it and print it?
Yeah. It was a shock to me, too. I didn't know we had that type of technology available.
You could probably even use some of the paper that was used at that paper mill.
But yeah, it was all around great event. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. a lot of stuff that I feel like will make me a very better adjutant, and I cannot wait to use it in my upcoming term because I did get reelected. I'm also told by my camp that I'm never going to not be reelected, so I'm kind of scared. I told you about them like voting, and it's in our official record. But I
Yeah, that
signed
you're
to be
adjutant for
adjutant
life.
for 20 years.
Listen. Mike and I have been talking, and you're being groomed to be division adjutant.
Groomed.
Mhm.
How do you groom a moose?
Very carefully. But yeah, a lot of those documents are fillable. One other thing to remind everybody, just really quickly while it's on my head, award season starting.
Oh yes.
Remember,
Fun.
on the forms of documents page, there's a document about awards. There's the awards handbook, and there's the awards recommendation form. You have to get those into your division commanders pretty soon, next couple of weeks.
I was about to say, I also learned that I've never officially done the awards. Always let my father do it, but that's something else that I'm taking up for my camp now is doing the award. Put the link in the chat just now. I was looking through the manual earlier today.
Listen, this is not rocket scientist to write somebody up for an award. It's not hard at all.
Yeah, and as somebody,
even I can do it.
It's a lot of. Honestly, you fill it out, you submit it to your division commander or his representative's like, yeah, great, no, not great, and he sends it into the committee. If everybody likes a pat on the back. So if you know somebody who is deserving of an award in your camp, in your brigade, in your division, fill out the information, submit it to your division commander or his representative. Move on with life.
That's it. Easy peasy.
That's about all I can say about the guys from Tommy Rhodes and his guys from his camp down in Foley, Alabama. Really fun to hang out with.
Oh yeah. Tommy Rhodes is one of a kind dude, man.
Someone said file can't be open. Just go to scv.org and go under resources, and you'll see forms and documents.
Jack, as far as we have a national committee and we have a divisional committee. Divisional committee, I know Moose is on there. And those just handle the division awards. The national awards, if I get those documents in, if somebody submits them to my email, I read over them and submit those on up the chain of command.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. Trying to think of what else.
Now we're just trying to fill time.
Let's talk about the future.
Okay.
So we've got a lot coming up. April is Confederate History.
Oh, yes.
It is. And we are going to have a special guest in April. It is Frank Powell. He's coming on one Monday in April. So you'll have to tune in. That's going to be like Frank's 40th year in the SCV, 30 or 40th year in the SCV. Wow. For those that don't know Frank, he is the editor-in-chief of the Confederate Veteran Magazine. So he's the reason why your picture doesn't get put in there. Kidding. But, the veteran is a resource that we all should be reading. Yes. Isn't that right, Paul? So be ready for that. We've got our normal Confederate Heritage Month things planned.
A lot of great things planned. Can I announce something
I did not know that Frank was a past lieutenant commander in chief.
Huh.
I did not either.
Well, we'll have him talk about that when he's on.
All right. Future. What else we got going on in the future?
What else we got going on in the future, Moose?
All right, so I came up with this idea legit Saturday. I always love doing something special on SCV Chat for April. It's a big month for us here in the SCV, and I always love that month. So I wanted to do something not just for us, not just to entertain y'all, but give you chat heads something. So this April, and I will be posting information on how to enter this giveaway. Thursday on Look Around the Confederation, there's your incentive to go tune in this Thursday. We will be giving out a copy of Dixie Rising Rules for Rebels. And
Moose will be giving that out.
It is a signed copy. Moose will be giving. Wait, what? No, I did this for all of us. We can all take credit of it. Thank you very much. But it's something I want to do for you chat heads for all the support that y'all have given us. And there's no better book out there to learn how to fight against all the stuff we're dealing with right now. So Dixie Rising is kind of the handbook, our gameplay. We've been talking about it. Me and Connor have been talking about it a lot this past week or so. So I thought there's no better book to get than Dixie Rising, and it will be given away, I think, sometime after April. We'll give the whole month of April for you a chance to enter. Then after April, I'll send it out to somebody.
Person who consistently and hell, I'm not going to make that a criteria. Yeah, I'm going to make this a criteria. I'm going to go ahead and put my foot down. If you consistently share all of our posts throughout April, and I mean sharing the fire out of it, yes, that is going to be
that's a criteria now officially. I guess I'm in charge of the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's officially part of the giveaway. You have to share our videos and share them as many places as you can on your personal and SCV groups, and a couple other things that I will be thinking about before Thursday. So tune in Thursday. I'll be talking about this nonstop to the dismay of the other two guys looking at me right now. But that is something I want to do for you chat heads. So thank you guys for the support, and I cannot wait to see y'all participate in this giveaway.
All right. So, hey, yeah, I was just going to touch on that.
Yeah, touch it.
April 2nd, Mule Day here in Columbia, Tennessee. Headquarters has an entry in the parade. We need SCV members to walk in the parade, carry our flag. Adam and I are going to be on the company golf cart, and it'll be decorated with flags. So come out, march with us, and it'll be fun. Mule Day's a fun time here in Columbia. I mean, you get to see the sterile offspring of a donkey and a horse. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Can Adam get kicked by a mule?
No.
Not like in the head. I mean, like in the leg.
No, that will still hurt you very badly or kill you. I don't think
this Thursday, Miss Linda Gigi will be another year older. Don't tell anyone.
He told you not to tell anyone.
Oops.
Mules are not evil. Mules are great.
Mules are not evil.
They're not evil. We
Mules.
love mules here.
Wasn't it one time? Wasn't it one time the mule the mascot of the Army?
Yeah, it still is. It still is. Still is this day. I love mules. Mules are my favorite animal next to English bulldogs. Right
Paul,
there, they're close.
That was Connor the old. That wasn't me.
No.
Mules are not tiny, Vinny. Mules are big. They're not tiny. Vinny, come to Mule Day. Vinny, you need to come to Mule Day. That's all I'm going to say. Come to Mule Day.
Come on down.
The 6th, we've got the red carpet show. But the 7th, we're trying to do something for the chat heads. Chat head dinner.
Chat head dinner.
Did you make the promotion for that yet?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry about that.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Carl, he was there,
He was
and he was speaking right after Jimmy, but I think we ran out of bandwidth.
We did. I tried to get a picture with him, but he left pretty early.
Lee, the show is descending into madness.
It's been pure madness. I mean, we've been talking about. I got into talking about mules.
This is the Monday show. Wait till Thursday.
I'm not kidding, man. My wife has mule stuff all over the daggum house, man. It's everywhere.
But we have Chathead dinner. We are going to be giving away the famed Chathead of the Year Buckethead Award.
Oh, and the Cross Spatula Award, right?
And the Cross Spatula Award.
Oh, gosh. Who's that going to go to? We have a whole committee dedicated to that here. We promise. It's definitely not last.
2, 3. That's your committee.
I'm on the committee.
We're also working on 2 special awards.
Special.
I don't like it when you try to surprise us. I don't like it. What are you doing? I don't like it when he does it.
I'm trying to surprise you.
I don't like surprises.
Yes, you do.
No, not when it comes from Connor.
It's actually coming from my sister. So
okay, I trust her.
All I'm going to say is...
More than him? No! No! Why do we keep going on?
All right. Hey, what do you say? What do you say we call it for tonight, boys? We got some stuff to talk about behind the scenes.
Yes.
Nationwide,
yes, we do.
known as Moose, and yet.
All right. So, in the words of.
Remember, right? Really quickly though. Remember, Look Around the Confederation is Thursday at 7:00 Confederate Standard Time. If you have any news stories that you would like to submit, send them to scvyouth@gmail.com. We're looking at you, Florida boys. We're expecting some good pictures from this past weekend.
Hey,
right
Georgia boys, too. I know y'all were in a lot of them St. Patrick's Day parades. Listen, if you were in St. Patrick's Day parades, send those pictures in.
And for everybody else, we have been scouring around Facebook this past week, finding pictures and write-ups that you put on there that you're not sending to us. We're going to put them on there, but listen, guys, remember to send it to us. So be expecting a lot more news this week. Kenny Ramsey, thank you for coming on again.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You guys in the A and B who joined a little late, rewatch the stream, learn about Kenny and what he plans to do and about him, and his service in the SCV, and consider voting for him for your ANV councilman at this upcoming reunion. Remember, guys, you can always get more involved with the SCV. You get in or you get out what you put in. If not who, or if not us, who? If not now, when? I helped come up with that thing. I got it wrong. And in the words of the late great Harold Philpotts, no Fumar in the elevator.
In the elevator.